1960. A lot of history here at the Penn Relays as you take a look at our first legs for the 4x8. Let's introduce the entrants here. Penn State, Washington, Virginia, Villanova, Clemson, Michigan State, South Carolina, Indiana, Richmond, the Spiders, another great mascot, Michigan, Liberty, Maryland line up, or at least are scheduled to. The collegiate record set back in 2013, 8:17:45, set by a great Villanova squad anchored by Emily Lipari, and that is the Penn Relays record as well.
Yeah, Villanova, just so much history in this event. They should be feeling good. Their whole squad has been showing out throughout this, but here we have Michigan. They are another team to watch here.
And Samantha Tran leading off.
School record of 8:18 might be on watch for the Wolverines here today.
She ran well on day one of these Penn Relays. Comes back with the determination on all of these ladies' faces. Of course, 2 laps per leg, 800 meters each. Athlete will take 2 laps around this Franklin Field Oval. And we expect a great race in this Women's Championship of America, the 4x8 on the line now.
We saw it in the high school races, but we'll see it again in the college races. I love the 4x800 because no lead is safe. You never know who is sitting there waiting on the anchor, and especially here at Penn Relays, anything can happen in that last event. But keep your eyes here on Penn State. They are the returning champions. They ran 8:24 last year. There's going to be a little bit extra on the line today for the Nittany Lions.
Penn State looking to defend. Richmond out in front now. Villanova going to try to match that 4x-mile win from their male teammates. Got a lot of traffic still early on. Like you said, we sometimes see the ladies a bit more willing to push the pace and string things out early on. And that's what we're starting to see here in lap 1 of this 4x8.
Oh, a little bit of trippage there with Penn State and another athlete, the woman in the pink headband, that's Michigan. Now starting to move on the outside, that's Powell's squad of Washington. Washington's got a great mid-D program, not just on the men's side. I know they get hyped up with the so many sub-4-minute milers they have, but the Huskies also have a great women's mid-distance squad as well. Scheduled to run today, Chloe Forster, Marlena Bree, Carly Thomas, and Sophie O'Sullivan coming back from the 4x1500. I love the 800. It brings down 1500 and milers. It brings up 400-meter runners. Truly anything can happen in the 4x8.
Yeah, 4.8 is a very tough double. If you're somebody that can do both of those, you're a true strength 400-meter runner. And it takes a lot of fortitude, I think, to go around twice when you're just used to going around one. So you're right, we do see some 4 hurdlers, some 400-meter runners coming up sometimes. Those 1,500-meter runners with the strength in their legs.
Well, you mentioned it. Different than the men, the women are much more willing to push early. Washington pushing early, starting to push some other teams out of that lead pack. Michigan State is going to hand off first. Michigan State and Washington. Penn State close behind. I would expect, because this is a women's race, they will continue to push and try to push those teams who may have had a weaker first leg off this group. But Clemson moving back in. Villanova moving back in, doing a little bit more than moving back in. Villanova is going to go straight to the front here without fear. The local school, Villanova, they have such a great history in these Penn Relays, and they are looking to add to it with this women's 4x8.
Villanova's won this event 14 times. That's double what their closest competitor has done, 7 victories for Tennessee. They haven't won since 2018. We said the Nittany Lions of Penn State, the defending champions, Indiana, between them. Villanova went back-to-back in 17 and 18. They went 3 in a row from 13 to 15, and they would love to add another wheel here.
So for you high school athletes watching, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 athletes went sub 210 on the first leg. That is what it's taking to make a collegiate 4x8 squad on this level. Incredible. The revolution in the 800 we've seen. Athene Moe, Roisin Willis, Juliet Whitaker have all taken over some of the top spots on the record book, and it is happening time and time again in this women's 800. Such a great event in the United States right now. So many young superstars. We got to see Willis and Whitaker run early in this meet. but right now it is Villanova in the lead, being chased by Washington, Penn State, Michigan. Man, what great blue chip programs we have in this event.
They come year in and year out. These athletes, it's baked into the cake. It's part of their program. You come to the Penn Relays and you compete with that two-tone baton in your hand as the Nittany Lions, returning champion, go out in front. Washington into second now. Villanova trying to hang on for third, but starting to fade.
The Villanova athlete, you're right, starting to fade, but I like the way she ran this race. She ran hard from the beginning. She put some of those teams behind her, farther back in the rear view, put some pressure on them, but it is Penn State that's going to hand off first. Penn State, such a great middle distance program year after year. Washington following the Spiders of Richmond in third.
2:06 on that carry for Penn State. Washington close behind, 2:07.50.
Richmond, not really a blue chip program like you're seeing with Penn State and Washington, but that's why you've got to get the baton around. Richmond right now mixing it up with the big dogs, no fear, into second place around the Huskies.
Penn State in control as of now. Everybody else playing second fiddle. It's only about 8 or 10 meters, but if they can keep their foot on the gas, and they try to run away with this one. We've seen sprint finishes in almost every relay race. These championships of America, but Penn State would like to make it not so close.
Villanova starting to move into second. Got to shout out Richmond's second leg, a 2:05.7. That is the fastest split we have seen so far in this race. I would expect to see an anchor leg do a little bit more, but a great second leg by Richmond to get them back in the mix. But Penn State continues to lead. Penn State followed by Villanova, followed by Richmond, but they're getting overtaken by Washington. That's Sophie O'Sullivan coming back from the 4x15, moving into third.
Sophie O'Sullivan into third. We mentioned her in the previous relay, daughter of Sonia O'Sullivan, six-time champion here at the Penn Relays, twice a winner in this 4x8 and being inducted into the Penn Relays Wall of Fame. So a little extra special motivation for O'Sullivan there in the Husky kit.
O'Sullivan trying to catch Villanova. Villanova trying to catch Penn State. The lead has held consistent. We'll see if anything changes here with 200 meters left to go in this leg. Penn State continues to lead, starting to open up a little bit more of a gap on Villanova, who's fading a little bit. Will Washington be able to take over into second? Penn State with a clear lead as they are rounding the turn. Still one more exchange between them and the wheel. Penn State rounding the turn. Washington into second. Villanova in third. Richmond coming on strong in fourth as we go into our final leg. Penn State with the lead. Washington off in second. We have a battle for third between Villanova and Richmond. Can anybody catch Penn State? Charging hard are the Nittany Lions up front. They have been the leaders for so long. That was a 2:06 on their last leg. 3 legs so far have been 2:07.7, 2:06.2, 2:06.5. Can the anchor close it down and bring home the wheel for the Nittany Lions, or can the Huskies or Villanova get chased?
Penn State returning 3, at least on paper, of their winning team a year ago. They first won this event in 1978. That was the first year it was held at these relays, and so the legacy continues for Penn State. Well in control, out in front now in this 4x8 Women's Championship of America.
Penn State continues to lead. Washington in second. Villanova in third. We have Rachel Gearing in the lead for Penn State, the native of Cleveland, Georgia. Hits the bell lap for the Nittany Lions. The work has been done in legs 1, 2, and 3. Can Gearing hold on? Huskies in second. Villanova trying to challenge. They are slowly closing that gap into second. Richmond has now been overtaken in fourth.
Gearing is in great shape. She's coming off an 800 personal best of 2:02.98 set just a couple of weeks ago at the Virginia Challenge. So she is running strong and running confident for these Nittany Lions. Look at Penn State out in front. No hesitation as they are in control of this 4x8.
Rachel Gearing continues to extend her lead. 2:07 on the first leg, 2:06 on the second, 2:06 on the third. Will she be able to close it down here? She has a 2:03 PB from winning, a 2:03 at the Big Ten Indoor Championships to take the win there. She knows how to win big races, and she is soaking it all in as she comes around the final turn. Rachel Gearing for Penn State. What great legs to set Rachel Gearing up to take the win here in the women's 4x800. Penn State, Nittany Lions break the tape and take the win.
The legacy continues, making back-to-back wins for Penn State. This is their third win total And they left, no doubt.
That was a 2:03.38 last leg for Rachel Gearing, showing why she is the anchor. What a great leg. Washington takes second with a 2:05 anchor, followed very closely by Villanova.
Yeah, that's a good run from Washington as well. It looked like they may have been fading a little bit kind of through the middle of the race there, and were able to claw back. Villanova, as we've said, always a great distance program. They settle in for third. But Penn State defends their title. They will lift another wheel here at Franklin Field